Hello, Glasgow families. Thank you for joining me in this back to school night virtual setting. Today, you guys are going to get a chance to see what health and physical education for 7th graders looks like in this virtual setting. So if you need any help with translation, or just look at the slide below, and it has different languages available for you. So welcome to Health and Physical Education, 7th grade. The students call me Mr. Lazo. You get first and full name, Elmer Lazo. So I'm really excited to be joining the Glasgow community. A recent grad from George Mason University, born and raised in the city of Alexandria. I have students have all got a chance to see this slide and just share a little bit about me and my personal background in how I pursued education. So I actually worked in government agencies prior to this recreation setting and pursued a degree in education and minor in kinesiology. I've worked with students and children in coaching and camps and swimming. I've basically, I enjoy, for the most part, extracurricular. I tell my students too, it's for the most part, I enjoy spending quality time with my family. I let them know that I have a family, and they're like, "You look really young in the picture, Mr. Lazo." And I'm like, "Yeah." So graduated from T.C. Williams High School, neighbors to Wakefield and Justice High School. So all your students were able to relate and see that I grew up in this Northern Virginia area. So if you have any questions or you want to know more about me as a teacher for your student, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll give you all my information soon. So learning in health and physical education, 7th grade. So I believe that students learn best when they feel welcome, safe, supported, have opportunities to practice these skills taught, engage in critical thought and discussion, find the content relevant. I think that's the one I really stress on this, is relevant and interesting. To be successful, students will need to be present, engage, actively participate, check Google Classroom regularly. They have to check Google Classroom regularly. It's going to be the most important tool in this virtual setting. And then just try their best and just have fun with the process. It's new for all of us as teachers and new for all students, and it's just something that we just have to embrace and just enjoy the process. So our curriculum, for the most part, it's going to break down quarter by quarter what your students will learn this year. Quarter 1, health, physical health and fitness, and we've already started our unit in physical health and fitness. We're going to be doing mental health and fitness after 2nd unit. Quarter 2, social media, safety and injury prevention, and relationship and social development. Quarter 3, energy balance and nutrition, disease prevention and health promotion. Quarter 4, alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs, and physical health. And if you guys have questions or you want to know more details about each unit, feel free to reach out to me and I can explain the units in more detail. For the most part, ask your student to check his Google Classroom, and that's where he'll see the breakdown of the lesson for the day. And also, if you have more questions, there's more details in the syllabus that is available on Blackboard 24/7. And you'll be able to see exactly our standards, essential standards for our major health and physical education, 7th grade. So grading and assessment. We have formative assessments, just check and understanding during lessons and process. So students always get exit tickets. We use different ed tech tools to engage the students in this virtual setting, and their responses are recorded. So we get to look back and just see how they're really understanding the material being taught. Summative assessments, students will get a chance to, we will basically provide unit tests at the end of every unit and check for understanding. But for us, it's really more important just making sure the formative assessments, they're being able to really understand the material as we're teaching lesson by lesson. Other feedback, for the most part, in this virtual setting, the students have access to Blackboard Collab, and that's where the main sessions happen. Students can ask questions in the chat box. They can reach out privately in a chat box. And as a teacher, we reply back to them and provide those answers to those questions to make sure they're actually grasping the material. Asynchronous and homework. So for the most part, homework is assigned, but most of the work is provided. We have asynchronous time in the lessons where they get to really review the lesson and complete either an exit ticket or other material that's been assigned to them. And asynchronous time on Mondays, most of our have to just check Blackboard and Google Classroom first, but I'll provide more details about that soon. And that's when they complete most of the asynchronous time work. For the most part, for health physical education in my class, I haven't really given them that much time, outside work, outside of our regular content or lesson for that day. It's new for them, and just trying to slowly adjust them to this new virtual setting. So teacher support. So available on Blackboard 24/7. This is where you'll find my office hours, the syllabus, and that's where you'll find more details about the syllabus, contact information, and the lesson grid. That lesson grid provides day by day what the students are going to be learning, their learning target, and if any assignment at the very bottom, evidence of learning, is assigned to them. And it's either going to be exit ticket, project, unit test, anything that we assign, you'll be able to see it there, and just kind of hold your student accountable. Google Classroom is their tool to be successful in this virtual setting. They all have access to week by week, and under each week, they should be able to see any material that was covered in that week. Lessons are being recorded and posted on Google Classroom, so if your child or student misses any of the classes, they can go back and find those lessons and complete the work missed. Lesson grid is also posted on Google Classroom for them to be successful, so they have access to what their learning target for the day is and what evidence they need to be completed at the end of the class, so the exit ticket and so on. They also have access to my contact information and everything too. So email address below, you have both two email addresses. Either one is fine. The first one, if you want to reach out to me directly and it relates to your student. Students have access to the second one, where I communicate on a regular basis with all the Google Classroom assignments that they have to turn in, and anything else they need support in. So I didn't touch it much, but grading will be all done on Google Classroom and SIS. So students will be able to access their SIS and see their grade, and also Google Classroom will be reflecting both. So supporting your child. What are you learning in class? Show me your grid. So that grid, lesson grid, will be posted on Blackboard and Google Classroom, like I said, and that's the best way you can ask your child and your student what they're doing in class. So if you really want to find out exactly what they're doing and what they're covering, tell them to pull up the lesson grid, and they can see what their learning target for the day is, how they're going to learn this, and what evidence or assignments they need to submit to just show that they understand this. So homework, you'll see the grid shows exactly at the bottom, like I said, all the homework assignments that they need to complete, and you'll see evidence of learning, but it's really basically homework. And they understand this. We've covered it already, and if they have questions or you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm more happy to answer any questions. So supplies for general, this is pen and pencil, Glasgow Middle School agenda, binder, loose leaf, paper and notebook, FCPS computer. Okay, and for the most part, they've had Panther time classes where they've had time to organize and really get prepared for this virtual setting. They also, for my class, they have been informed that they need space to lay down, and that's enough space for any kind of physical activity that we do. But for the most part, they would not be required to have their camera on, and at the moment, and they can do extra physical activity outside of the assigned time. So if I provide them with asynchronous or many on a separate way from the computer time, they can go outside, complete the activity, come back, or go somewhere where they have space to complete any physical activity. So we're looking forward to a great year at Glasgow, and our Panther principals below. All the students know what to expect in this virtual setting, and they're going to constantly keep reminded of being kindness and commitment and safety in this virtual setting. And they're all excited for this virtual setting, and they still do miss school. But we, as the 7th grade team, myself, look forward to hopefully seeing you guys next year in person. And we hope you guys have a great year with us in this virtual setting.